The question is, are you going to be watching Netflix's live-action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes.
On its opening night?
Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes. We want this show to be great. But from the stuff we've heard, I don't really expect it to be top-notch. If it's good, I'll be happy. If it's bad, I'll be sad. Either way, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to make videos about it because we make a video every single day. And we've been doing it every day for over 2,000 days now. It's a long time to be talking a lot of shenanigans. We talk a lot of nonsense, as this is nonsense. But before we get to that, we've got to do Fact of the Day. Page number 304, fact number
2.
In 1915, the Loch millionaire Cecil Chubb bought his wife Stonehenge. She didn't like it. So in 1918, he gifted it to the nation.
Wait, someone previously owned Stonehenge personally?
That is wild.
That's a civilization, historical artifact that's been set there for like 1,000 years plus.
Uh-huh.
And someone said, you know what? My wife wants that. Wife said, no.
I didn't want that.
You know what?
He did a service at the end of the day, didn't he?
He did.
He could have really messed it up. He could have turned it into an amusement park in 50 years.
Oh, God.
And now, no, it's definitely just a cultural heritage site.
Exactly.
But today we're going to be talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, because yesterday's video kind of devolved in the comments into people saying, you can't have opinions. You can't think it's going to be bad. And to that I say, I don't think it's going to be bad. I hope it's going to be good. But we haven't seen it, so it might be bad.
It's one of those things, right? With adaptations, especially adaptations where we've been burned before, you have to be cautious. I want this to be good. I am looking at this saying, they can have 3 seasons of great television here. I don't know whether that's going to happen though.
Especially from the way they've structured it, if you are to believe what the showrunners have said. Because they are changing the story. It doesn't matter what you say in the comments, because I've read all the interviews, I've gone through all the dialogue, all the transcripts, and no, I'm correct in knowing what they're saying. They said we are not including Sozin's Comet in season 1. Now forget the Sokka story arc, which is very important, but forget that. Unfortunately, you cannot forget Sozin's Comet, because it basically sets up the entire basis for the whole show. And without that, you don't really have a show in some way. So at the end of the day, what is the point of Sozin's Comet coming through in that moment with Roku?
The moment is Aang understanding, wait, I only have 1 year to learn 3 full elements to the max. And if I don't do it, the world is going to end.
Also, more importantly than that, it's for him to understand that when his people got wiped out, oh, it was because that's when the previous Sozin's Comet happened. And now I understand, well, if I don't do something, then more bad shit's gonna happen. But I'm not equipped to fix it.
Yeah.
So I need to find a way to fix it, but I don't feel like I'm capable of doing it.
And also, within the context of Avatar and the idea of reincarnation, Aang's story is that he is 12, and unlike any other Avatar before him, as far as we know, he has to master all 4 elements by the age of 13. All the other avatars are looking back, effectively within him, saying, sucks to be you.
Hey, you got a tough time of it.
I was 60 before I had to learn all of the elements.
1 year is so important because it gives a ticking clock and a time bomb to the entire story. It makes it so he has an impetus to learn all the bending styles. He has to do his best. So when you're watching the animated show and they go on some random offshoot adventures sometimes, you're watching it as an audience member saying, I love this episode, but like, there's a lot of serious shit going on in the world here.
Right, but it fits so well because they are kids. Kids still have to have their own moments, their own adventures, but you're still in the back of your mind going, boys, you don't have time for this. The world is ending really soon. Can you please get back to the main story? I'm loving it, but get back to the main story.
And the main point of why Sozin's Comet needs to be in season 1 more than anything else is because in season 2, they have the realization when they go to the library in the desert and they find out, wait, hang on a second, there's an eclipse coming. So if we muster an attack during the eclipse, then we can actually stop the war before Sozin's Comet even comes, and we can prevent any shenanigans happening in season 3.
What they actually figured out is they have a path outside of world decimation.
Right, and that's necessary because it gives them something to work towards in season 2 because of the understanding of what's been said and done in season 1. Sozin's Comet and then the eclipse. They are counterbalances to each other.
Yes, they are.
And you need them. But instead, we ain't got Sozin's Comet in season 1. we're gonna get it in season 2. But then if you got it in season 2, then you also have to give the eclipse in season 2. Because you can't give the eclipse in season 3 because it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. There were a few ways that the writers could have gone around the year span of the comic,
Absolutely.
the timeline, and extended it. Obviously, the kids in the show, 12, 14, 16, they're going to age up and continue to grow.
We can say this, alright? Shamhammer may have made an absolute sham of a movie, but at the end of the day, he knew Sozin's comic was important, and he actually extended the timeline in that movie to 3 years because he had the common sense to say, I'm changing all this other shit, but that is something that needs to be there. Doesn't make any sense. But then again, we could be wrong. I don't think we're wrong in this case. I really don't. But we could be. And if we are, then fine. But I don't believe taking out Sozin's comic from season 1 is a good idea. I think it's an awful idea, and it could really, really negatively detriment the show.